Everything seems to be working. Hello, hello, and welcome. All right, so for today, I'm gonna be um, working on some foam smithing. Currently, I'm working on my cosplay of Shirako from the Acceleracers, which I'm super excited to do. He's been on my cosplans for a very long time, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. Just gonna do it. Like, go for it. um, Yesterday I made this bracelet here, and as you probably know, I've worked on his bracelets before, and this is not the same ones that I was working on before. Um, I kind of rewatched the movies and realized I was missing a lot of details and slightly the shapes were off, and I found scenes where there was better reference photos. I should have done better research before we were actually starting, but I didn't. Oh well, learning lesson. Always do your research. But yeah, I know it looks like a weird spaceship now, but this is what it'll kind of look like. I still have to heat shape it and sand it and everything, but I am so much happier with how these bracelets look rather than my previous versions. But I'm going to show you today how I put this guy together. Yeah, it just fits so much better. The other ones were really chunky. Wasn't fitting as great. Hey, there's Win. Hi, Win. How you doing? Yeah, I got my space buns up. Yeah, powder, season 2 powder is definitely on my plans because it'd be easy. I have a pattern for her little vest and shirt, but I just have to make it because I think that would be like so easy because I don't care. I'll go more casual with that cosplay. And I'm like, oh, with my blue hair, or kind of blue hair, I'll just wear a vest. I'm good, doing good. I'm glad you're doing good, Win. This morning just flew by like crazy. Gosh. Alright. So let me set myself up here. So I have all my pieces already cut out. But what I'm going to do first, I'm actually going to set these aside. I'm going to, there's 2 layers to these cuffs. There's the first layer, and then there's a second layer. I'm going to work on the first layer first, the one that's underneath. Hey, it's Isaac. Hi, Isaac. How you doing? So I'm just going to put a bit of glue here. I forgot to do something. Okay, so also a trick to do. Let me go get my scissors. To give the cuff like a round curve, rather than to having the foam glue to itself straight on, actually to give the edges a curve as well, which I thought I did all my edges, but when I was doing this step yesterday, I was getting distracted, and so some of the edges are not cut. So this is a little tricky to do while while some is glued. Technically, you're supposed to cut the foam first, then glue, but I just realized that I kind of forgot. Or I missed it. See, like this side I cut, but I didn't cut that there. This was a mistake that I learned from the very first set that I made. I think why they didn't fit so well together was because all the edges were flat, so I was just like gluing flat edges to flat edges. When I want these bracelets to curve, so there we go. Now they're all curved. Ooh, curry chicken. That sounds like good, Isaac. That sounds very good. Good. I'm glad you're doing good too, Isaac. It's good. Everyone's good here. Alright, so as those edges are kind of drying and getting tacky, you know what, I'm going to organize myself just a hair here. These go here, this goes here, and goes here, and that goes here. I like to lay out my pieces kind of like a map. So I kind of know where everything goes. And see, this one I also missed. This one here. Move those aside. This one I also missed cutting at a diagonal. And it goes like this, and this, and like that. And yes, I spend the extra time to map out everything, just so I don't get confused. So I don't have pieces missing or anything like that. Very normal, very typical. I mean, I've had times where I had even more complicated projects, and then I didn't do that and things got lost, things got forgotten about. So keeping organized is always a good way to kind of go. Aw, thank you, Win, for posting the Discord. Yeah, so basically first step, once all the pieces are cut out, is to glue all the edges. And it looks like these might be tacky. So I'm gonna just... line them up like this. Just like that. Then I'm gonna take one side here, and I'm always like making sure that the T's line up and the B's line up, because T for top, B for bottom. Yep. Oh wait, I almost forgot these little like tail pieces. These very interesting. These were like the big details that I forgot in kind of my last like the very first prototype that I came up with, or the very first version. It wasn't even a prototype. It was like that was gonna be it. Yeah, honestly, I thought I was more closer to being done than I actually was. But you know what? Actually, with the new fit, I have no regrets starting over, because I like this version way better. I think they look so much better. I don't know what I'm gonna do though with the cuffs I did make, because I kind of used up a lot of foam and a lot of paint and a lot of plasti dip and foam clay. I don't know. I used up like a lot of material. So I won't throw them away. I'm sure they'll be used for something else. A project I don't know exists yet. You'll see probably in a couple of months I'll be like, hey guys, remember this project? Well, I found a use for it now. Gotta remember which side does it go. I should have wrote right and left on these little wings, but I didn't. I was like, I know which way they go. I'll be able to figure it out. It's all gonna be good. There we go. Yep, there's Mochi saying hi. Nacho! Hi, Nacho. How you doing? Oh, very fun, Isaac. You saw the new Mario Galaxy movie. How was it? Was it good? It looks like a really good movie. Yeah. So it'll fit kind of like this. All right, so now that I have my base done here, I swear it looks like a weird spaceship. And I know it's like all like chunky, very blocky, and it's supposed to be smooth, but then that's where the heat gun's gonna come in handy, which I'll do later. But yeah, there you go. Now I'm going to glue on the top pieces here. All right, Isaac. I'll have to go see it. I do want to see it. I'm glad you enjoyed the new Mario movie. All right, and then I'm gonna go here. And I'm gonna put a tad bit of glue around the edges. And you know what? Since I'm here, I'm also gonna do, well, I don't know if I'll do the other side yet. I won't do the other side yet. Because I don't want to, I don't want to like get glue on my hands. Did I reverse it? I reversed it in my head. This is supposed to go on this. Oh my god. Sometimes I very much dislike my own brain. I swap my lefts and rights all the time, and I just did it again. We'll just put that piece aside and I'll put it on later. Can't believe I did that. Alright, since the glue on the main base piece is now going to be even like more tacky because now I'm taking time to paint this one. I'm going to have to move quickly and very precise. No room for error here because it could glue in place. For stuff like this, I like it a little bit more liquidy, the glue. Like, I don't let it get tacky because if I need to move things around, I still have a chance to. But that's okay. So, gonna line up my edges. Line them up. And there's going to be a split down the middle, and I want that split. I do want that seam down this middle. Not this seam, but you'll see what I mean when I put the two halves there. Well, sometimes when it comes to foam smithing, sometimes you want to be really precise on things because it might not work out. I mean, foam can be a little forgiving at times, but sometimes it's not. Because like, so when when the glue gets like tacky, when the glue gets tacky, it becomes like almost like a super strong hold. And if you notice, when I put edges together, they like really stay in place, which is good for precise, when I'm like putting things down precisely. But when I want to move things around ever so slightly and press and hold, that's when it's good for the glue to be slightly more liquidy. Otherwise, if I try to pull it apart, the foam could rip, and that's not good. Definitely do not want the foam to rip. Hi, Evalea, how you doing? Wait, no going live on my story? I did post. Did Instagram not post it? I've been having... okay. Thank you, Evalea, for letting me know. Oh, that makes me so, like... No, I did... That's so weird because I did post on my story, but it must have not gone all the way through. What? Okay, I'm gonna look into that. Why did it not? Thank you, Evalea, for letting me know, because I did post on my story. It must have not gone all the way through, sadly. Which has been happening to me. I don't know why. Or sometimes I have to post things twice. I don't know why. Alright, I'm gonna do this step. I can't look at it right now. Because I'm kinda... This is like time sensitive. Not at a good stopping point. But once I'm at a good stopping point, I'm gonna look and see what the heck happened with my Instagram. And why my post didn't happen. Alright. That was messy, but I want to figure out. Oh yeah! There's a notification. A failed. Yep, there we go. That was... Hold on, let me... Oh yeah, what the heck? It doesn't want to, It doesn't want to post right now. And there's nothing I can do. Okay. Well, that's alright. I'll look into that later. That's a deep dive into cellular connection. At least everyone's here. Yeah, I don't know why. It won't post it. So I'll have to look into that later. But thank you, Evalea, for letting me know. But yeah, that's so weird. I know, it's so weird. Glitches happen all the time. I mean, it's probably a glitch on Instagram side that they will fix within the hour, and then my stream will It'll probably fix itself. That's usually how it goes. Oh, you're all good, Win. You don't have to. It's all good. I'm not too worried. It's on my Discord anyway. The Discord went through, right? That one posted. Alright. Okay, well, at least my Discord post went through. That's good. Alright, now on to the last piece here. Watch, my post will probably finally post when this stream comes to an end. That's probably when I'll finally go through. That's most likely when it'll happen, because that's when it always happens. Yeah, exactly. So all is good. I'm not too worried. It's just a weird little glitch that I was like, what's going on? The Yeah, this one's not. I gotta wait until I get some more tacky. You know what? I could do this side. Oop, not like that. Oh no, that sucks. I'm sorry, Win, that your internet was out. That sucks. Always a bummer when that happens. Alright, so now going on to the other side. And this first one's still, this one's pretty tacky, so hopefully I can line it up right. Actually, that one went a lot smoother than the other side. Sweet. And see, there's this split here. That's part of the design. I want that. Alright, let's see if this side's more tacky. So this bottom piece here, why it's cut the way it is, and the way that it like is slightly ever so slightly off-centered, that is done on purpose to open up the bracelets, but then I'm going to heat shape them so they fit my wrist better. I'll do one of these. And I'm going to make like a cover too to get rid of all these seams. Going to do the second little wing. I don't know what to call these little things. They kind of look like little airplane wings. Or like fish fins. It's such an interesting design. It's so funny because I've never noticed that detail before. Even when I did like the painting of Shirako, I totally skipped this detail like completely. Which now bothers me. I want to go back in the painting and fix it, but I won't, because then that means that I have to, one, not just fix it, but two, I have to have a new like photo taken of it, and that means creating a whole new image, and it's much more complicated than just if I did digital art where the new image just exists. And then I have to get all new prints, and what do I do with the old prints? Nah. I'll just let it be. And some of the parts here too, like I have like gaps and stuff of where I like kind of cut a little bit too much on the angle. I'll just like, I'll fill that up with foam clay. Easy, easy fix. There we go. Squishing all these edges together. What's kind of cool about like symmetrical designs is that it's like whatever you do to one side, you just do to the other. So like when I drew up this pattern, I kind of just, I only drew one side and then I duplicated it on the other side. All right, last piece. Last piece, last piece. Yeah, I was making these yesterday. I was just like on a roll yesterday. Oh my gosh, it actually felt really, really nice to just sit and work. And just get so much done, and I knocked out this new pattern and glued together a whole new bracelet, and that felt, oh my gosh, that felt so nice. And actually, it went pretty fast too. I think I came up with the whole new pattern for this like within an hour. So actually I was a lot faster. Usually it takes me like some time. I know, right? Well, actually no, not the last piece because I still have this connector piece, which is kind of like the flappy flap, which is here. This is where the Velcro is gonna go. So I'm gonna put Velcro here and then Velcro underneath here. And so that way it connects and stays on. And then I have these details here. And these details actually in the movie are like flat. It's just like a texture they put on top. But I thought it'd be more interesting if I actually made them three-dimensional rather than just painted them on. And I really like the texture. So, yeah. So, not quite the last piece. Almost, though. Last piece to the top layer, yes. Press and hold, press and hold. Since I'm working still on these, I'm not going to move on to this one quite yet. The Velcro flappy flap. Let's see how this looks. I'm always testing them. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Looking good. Wait, did I put the wings on backwards? No, I did not. Okay. For a second, I looked back and I'm like, the wings look backwards. But yeah, I'm excited. All right. Now, for the details, I should have drawn one of like these here with like a marker and a negative space and to trace it out so they always end up in the same place. I didn't do that. I should have. I should have kept the pattern of these, but or the negative pattern of them, but I didn't. So I'm going to just sketch it on by hand. So bear with me as I sketch these because I want it to be very symmetrical or as symmetrical as possible. There we go. Sorry I fell silent. I'm like extra concentrating. Just trying to, there we go. Yeah, I think that's pretty much the same. Fairly the same. Haha. How does this one look? Pushing it down. Yeah, it's going. I'll round it out even more with the heat gun. It'll be good. Now I got my little details here. Actually, I'm going to move my details to here so you can still kind of see them. Oh, yes. That is very true when I'm very focused. Yeah, yesterday, I think I worked for, I was kind of sort of timing myself, not really, but I think looking back, I could kind of figure out the time. So I think it took me like a good hour to figure out the new pattern, and it took me another good hour to cut everything out, and then I believe another hour to glue the first one together. So just kind of telling a time stamp of how long it takes to make things. It does. It takes time. Nothing happens instantly. Oh, it finally posted. See, didn't I say it was gonna like post from an hour from now or something like that? It fixed itself. Alright, so now I'm taking the teeny details and I'm just adding them in place. I'm also going to keep my other one here as like a reference to make sure that they're staying somewhat the same. Nope, that's not. There we go. A little off from my sketches, but these sketches are guidelines anyway. And then, going on to this side. Yeah, I actually like that these details are three-dimensional rather than just painted on two-dimensional. I debated if I go for more the style of the animation when making these, or almost make it like as if the animation was modernized. So I'm going with like if the animation had upgrades. That's kind of my inspiration a little bit. Awesome. And then inside this circle, there's another circle. Ah, bless me. Ah, my gosh, excuse me. Oh, thank you, Win. Thank you. All's good. And then taking the little dot that goes on top here, just adding it. And taking the other little dot and adding it. And now my pattern is ever so slightly messed up where like for instance, this piece here and here needs to be cut so that it like fits together. Technically I should fix my pattern, but I don't for myself because I know the quirks of my pattern. If I was to make this an official pattern, I would actually like make these bottom pieces slightly shorter. But it's not. It's all hand drawn on paper. Alright. And now, okay, so I need this to be the opposite. So this side goes like this, it goes over that. So for this one, it's actually going to go like that. There we are. And then on the inside here, I don't know how to show this well. Let me see. I'm gonna put glue where this first seam is. I'm putting glue right on top of that first seam. And I'm putting glue all the way around the band. That first seam's kind of like a guideline of where to put the attachment. And first try might not go perfectly. That's why I'm not waiting for it to get tacky. Because I still want to be able to move it. And I'm trying to show this well, but I'm not exactly sure how to show it well to you and have me pay attention to what's going on. And there we are. So you can kind of see, there you go. There's a good like picture of what it should look like for this attachment. And then this is like the other side right there. And then in here, right there, that's where the other Velcro piece will go. So when it's completed, it'll clip in like that. And that's the idea. And from this way too, this could be an area where it could be made adjustable. So it could be made adjustable. I would recommend extending these two pieces, making these two big pieces bigger or smaller, and also making this bigger or smaller, depending on wrist size. Aw, thank you, Win. Thank you. Working very hard. Very, very hard on these. Alrighty. Well, that's how to build it. I'll just tuck that in there. Heat shape these later. Look at that. Two perfect looking bracelets. Yeah, my plan is I'm going to heat shape them, and then I'm also going to cover them with foam clay too where needed. Do some sanding. I might add some more foam clay, kind of judge it where it might stand. So yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Win. I try to be a hard worker. I try my best. I have lots of things to do, lots of projects. I have lots of ambition. So yeah. Alrighty. Where do I go from here? So obviously I still have a lot of time left. Still have a lot of time. I got this done, which was my main goal for today, which I'm really happy about. You know what? I could continue with the foam smithing. I did cut out some horns yesterday, and I could glue those if you guys would like to see. So that was kind of a little extra. Grabbing things I didn't mean to grab. Ah, horns! It is an acorn, yeah. You're right, Eva Leia. It is. Alrighty, so, yep, that's pretty much it for Shirako today. Now I'm just gonna let these, well, this one just sit and dry. Let the I like to let the glue kind of cure a little bit, kind of like just settle before I actually move on to any heat shape or sanding or anything like that. Because in some areas it can still be kind of like wet and it can actually fall apart. So I want to just let it sit there. Also too, it like stinks really bad. It smells very strong of glue. Um, so I want to just let it kind of settle and air out. But yeah, but I'm gonna, so that's it for Shirako today. I'm gonna set those aside. And now you all get to see some bonus work. And I have more horns to glue together. So this is my Empress horn pattern, which yes is available on my Etsy. I realized in my stock of horns that I don't have many of my Empress horns, and this is what they'll look like when they're done. Well, I started painting these. These aren't completed of painting yet, but that's what that's what they'll look like when they're all assembled. Yeah, I picked up some really pretty like silk flower peonies, and I thought they would look really pretty with white, pink, and gold horns. So, yeah, I'll finish painting those later. Oh, yeah. What's that squirrel's name? Scrap, I think so. Oh my gosh, when I was a kid, I used to love Scrap. I thought he was such a funny little squirrel. My grandma had one of those like medicine balls in her room, and my brother and I used to like roll around that medicine ball to and pretended it was like a giant nut, and we pretended to be Scrap and roll it around and thought it was so much fun. Oh, is it Scrat? Oh, okay, not Scrap. Scrat. Thank you, Nacho, for catching me there. Oh my gosh. Scrat against Hammy. Oh boy. Over the nuts too. I don't know. That would be actually a funny crossover. Could you imagine Scrat's like Ferguson in ice and then he comes back to life and it's modern times and then there's Hammy? Or he finds Hammy's like stash. That's the ultimate crossover, guys. They're good movies. Yeah, especially Lilo and Stitch. I agree with you, Win. I used to I still watch Lilo and Stitch all the time. It's like a comfort movie of mine. I love Lilo and Stitch. right, so we go. Yeah, I'm trying to get as many horns done as possible before it gets too warm. No, you might think I'm crazy. What? Making even more? Yes, I'm making more. Absolutely. I gotta make a whole inventory of these. And also, too, I found not a new technique. It's kind of known to fill in the ugly gaps instead of plumbing putty. Use foam clay. But I've never found the right foam clay to do it until now. I just kind of accidentally stumbled upon it. And oh my gosh, I like the texture so much better. So I'm going to be doing that for now on. Maybe I'll make a stream showing how I fill in the ugly gaps with foam clay. But not all foam clay like works exactly how I would personally want it to work with filling in the gaps. I've tried that before, and some foam clays, like once they dry, they kind of pop out like old teeth fillings. And obviously, you don't want that because that's just not good. So, but this one I found the trick is to find a foam clay that's really sticky. And this stuff is like marshmallow fluff. That's kind of the texture of it. And it really sticks to the foam really well. Like, I think it really seeps into the pores and it adheres itself. Like, even sometimes I'll put in foam clay where I didn't want it necessarily and I try to remove it and I almost can't remove it. Like, it's kind of just stuck there. But at least I can sand it, so I'll sand it down. But I'm like, okay, this is good stuff. This stuff's not gonna pop out. You know, I like keeping my craft nice quality. I really put in a lot of heart into all of my creations, and I want them to last, you know? I want them to be durable and not fall apart. I care a lot about that, about durability. So that's also why all my pieces take so much time, because I do care so much. Oh, what? That's so cool, Win. That's so cool that your mom's students are also doing the stained glass project, just like what you did. Oh, that's awesome. You should, you should give your mom photos of it so that she can have examples for her students. That'd be cool. All right. So, this should be good and tacky. I'm going to bring this one forward. So I'm going to move these aside here. Kind of make it easier for myself a little bit. Oh, good. I'm glad you did win. So technically with this pattern, yes, I should have those like little tick marks as guidelines to make sure that it's lining up right. But I've made these horns so many times that I kind of don't feel the need to. But if you're new and you've never done this before, I do recommend drawing on the guidelines. Alrighty. There we go. There's one horn. Almost done. Still needs a little bottom. But yeah. I'm actually going to glue on these little bottoms. And also too, like a little trick that I do with my for myself is since I make so many horns at the same time and so many of them are like duplicates of the same pattern, I actually go and trace them with different marker colors so I can kind of keep track of which set belongs with which. Kind of a nice little way to separate things without labeling them. Alrighty. Now I'm going to take these guys here. I swear, I think this third piece is always like the most tricky. But since it's tacky, it makes it a little bit easier. Alright. Almost done. Just sealing up the last little bit. You know what I always find hard is to get the tips of the horns pretty. I feel like I have to work extra hard to make sure that they look nice. I always find a bit tricky. There we go. Alright, and then I'm going to put this one aside, and this one I already started gluing down. So I'm going to take it and then line up the edges. Okay, there we go. There's one. One horn's done. Did something fall? I heard something. Oh, something did fall. One of my patterns behind me. Like I have a whole like stack plastic bag full of patterns, and one of them just fell. I don't know, that was kind of weird and random, don't you think? It's a ghost. It's a ghost, guys. And there we go. Alright, one set of horns done. Actually, Clove isn't here. She is in the other room. Since I'm working with glue and stuff, I don't like her to be in here while I'm gluing. I know, right? Zoinks! Yeah. In the Scooby-Doo universe, it'd be something very scary. Alright. Another set of horns made. Another set. Alright, and just doing exactly the same thing. You want toast? Yeah, some good bread does sound good, huh, Win? Go make yourself some toast. Maybe make it cheesy toast. Ooh, let's hear that. Cheesy toast. There we go. We got one. Alrighty, and then just kind of, yeah, I wanted to make more of my Empress horns because they are by far my most popular design. And shockingly enough, I don't know what happened, but I didn't make a whole lot. I thought I did, but when I was looking at my whole batch that I have over there, I realized, oh my gosh, I didn't make a whole lot of Empress horns, and I need to, because they are fantastic. It's so funny, I never thought that I'd be here making horns to like resell, honest, especially these horn patterns. These horn patterns were just a test run to see, because a lot of people ask for my patterns for my cosplays and stuff, and I just wanted to see what the process was like of making like actually official patterns to resell. And but you know, one thing leads to another. I think it's kind of funny how things end up happening. You know, people start asking if I have horns, and I'm like, well, I have patterns. Well, let me dig up those old patterns. Ooh, nice. Nice win. What's the painting? What painting are you starting? What's the new painting? I'm very curious what you started as a new project. Nice, nice win. I am very, very curious of how that painting will turn out. Can't wait to see it. You'll have to share with me when you're done, or with progress, whatever you feel like sharing. I'm very curious what this painting's gonna turn out to be like. Okay, cool. Very cool win. And what about you, Nacho? If you're still here, how are your projects going? Because I know you're working on multiple projects right now, too. Yeah, if anyone's working on any projects and you feel like sharing, please do share. I like hearing what other people are working on. I think it's fun. Nice. Editing some photos, Nacho. Nice, nice. Hope the editing is going good. Then just connecting the sides. I swear, it's always this seam right here that's the most tricky. I don't know if anyone else who's also like, yeah, I don't know, I find it always the most tricky one. But it's going along, coming along. Very slowly, but it's working. There we go. Yay! Got one more horn done. That's just one. Glue the bottom now. You know, at one time I was making these horns out of fabric. And not the most popular. I think people thought they were a little too weird, but they seem to like the clip-on ones, so I don't know if I'll continue making the um fabric horns or not. Maybe. Even though I feel like the few people that did buy my fabric horns were super super happy with them. So that's good. But they're a little slow. People don't gravitate to them as much as the foam horns. And that's okay. That's part of art. That's part of experimenting what works and what doesn't work. I like the Rave Kirby win. That is awesome. I like the Rave Kirby. There we go. Almost done with the second set of horns. I don't know. I also find it kind of relaxing to make these. You know, it's just kind of like there's some repetition to it, and I find it pretty relaxing. You know, I just follow the same steps. I kind of get into like a rhythm, into a pattern. And I just filled these glue bottles yesterday. So I'm like, I'm fully prepared. Unlike some other times, which, oh gosh, that was a mess. There we go. There we go. All right. Second set of horns done. Woo! Yay! All right. One more set of horns. And you know what? Actually, judging by the time, I think once I get that second set of the third set, actually, sorry, once I get that done, I think I'm going to. That'll be it for the stream. All right, third set of horns. I know you might all be thinking, this is really repetitive. And it's like, yeah, but this is what I do. When I have to make an entire stalk, is what it looks like. So just going along, gluing the edges. I was almost worried for a second that I didn't cut out enough horns today to like fill in just in case if I get done with the Shirako bracelets sooner. But actually 3 was the perfect amount. This is so cool. Look at this. And I'm still trying to decide on what kind of themed horns to eventually turn these into. I recently just got a bunch of like springtime flowers, so like I was saying, like the peony, I got some really big peonies that'll be really pretty on those white and pink horns. And yeah, I think those will be nice. I got some like purple kind of like lilacs. I have violets. I got some greenery too, like some like very like ferns and that kind of stuff. So I think that will be awesome to play with. I might just do some green foliage ones. Yeah, I kind of went to the store and got maybe a little crazy with the flowers. But I needed to stock up. So it's okay. Yeah. I know, and it's funny, like, they don't look like much. I think that's one of my favorite things about making, like, cosplays, especially working with foam, is that it looks really like nothing. Like, it looks super unimpressive at this point, but what it turns into is impressive. And I think it turns into something really cool. And I just, yeah, that's like my it's like you're making something out of nothing, you know? You just see this roll of foam, just this white rolled up foam, and it's like, what is this stuff? What can you do with it? And in my mind, I have like all these endless possibilities of things I can make out of it. It's actually really cool what you can do with foam. And it's so light too. I think that's one of my favorite things when showing people my horns is having them pick it up because they think there's going to be some weight to it, and there's like almost no weight at all. And seeing their shocked expressions. Yeah, I kind of get a little like giddy feeling, like, haha, you know, like those mischievous trickster. Even though there's no tricks, I don't know how to fully describe it, but it's like, you know, like people expect them to have some weight to them because it looks like they have weight. Especially the big ones. But when they pick it up and they're like, oh my gosh, there's like no weight to this. I know, right? The gremlin energy. I can't escape the gremlin energy. Sorry, not sorry. Alrighty. You know what? I'm gonna put this aside. I'm gonna bring this one forward and this one forward. It'll be ever so slightly tricky up here. Sometimes I just go right there and just put them together. There we go. Cool. There we are. And then I'm gonna grab one of the bottom triangles and glue that. Ah. That side was not fully glued, but that's okay, or fully dry, fully tacky. That's okay. There we go. There's the other horn. So wobbly. I wonder why. Maybe I didn't wait for it to get tacky long enough. Oh no. No, don't glue inside. Don't glue inside. No. Did... See how it's pinched here? It glued inside. There we go. And did it. Oh, nope. There we go. I know, right? The glue is like... It's very sticky, sticky glue. All right. Got one horn done. Now just glue in the bottom. And then I'm gonna glue these little bottoms too. There we go. That'll go there. Gosh, I used so much glue today. So much. I will say though, with doing lots of like foam and working with like cosplay and stuff, just getting a little glue bottle and then getting the like giant like paint can size. So it's like this big and it looks like a paint can of this contact cement, and then just keep refilling it is so much better than just keep buying these little glue, because I go through so many bottles worth. So that's what I do. I have two little bottles that is like easy to use, and then I get a big container and I just refill it, and that big container lasts me a very long time. I know. So sad. I know it's almost time when... But I'm gonna finish up these horns here. And that'll take us to the end of the stream. So actually, it's kind of a good place to end it all at. Kind of a good stopping place. I hope you all never get bored of me making horns on stream because these horns are going nowhere. Well, they are going somewhere. I don't mean it like that, but they're not disappearing anytime soon. I will continue making these. Kind of like my ears. Yes. Yeah, I've seen those arcane hair dye sets, Isaac. I was tempted to get it, but I don't know if they're actually like good hair dye or not. It's possible that it is actually very good hair dye. I just don't know. And sometimes I'm picky about my hair dye. But I hope they're good hair dye because, I mean, I love it. I like that they have arcane hair dye out there. You know what? I should try it sometime. I should just try it for like shits and giggles. Oh, good, Win. I'm glad you think that the streams are always entertaining. I really appreciate it. Good, good. Yay, look at that. Another set of horns done. No, thank you also, Win, for posting the Discord and my website, yesathenathefairy.com. Hey, there we go. Another set of glorious horns. Look at that. And I know, and then I'll add like texture to them and that kind of stuff, and they'll look so much better with some texture. I know they look very plain right now. Aw, thank you, Isaac. Thank you. Aw, aw, thank you. I'm glad you think they're legendary. That actually means a lot. Aw, thank you, Nacho. I'm glad you enjoy them too. I'm really happy that all of you enjoy them so much and enjoy hanging out and seeing what I'm up to. And you know, I always try to switch it up, keep something new. But also too, this is a part of art, you know. This is like my whole process. But yeah, so made some horns, but I think the big highlight of today is Shirako's bracelets. I don't know what to call them really. They're like bracelets, cuffs. What it is, it's really a remote to like control the speakers in his car. That's really what they are. They're really just really fancy wrist remotes. What is this? No, we don't need that. There was a bot being like, click this link, and I'm like, no. Aww. Thank you, Evo Leia. Thank you. Yes, Isaac. I like this idea of traveling to the multiverse. I think that sounds like fun. Which multiverse are we going to, Isaac? I'm curious. But maybe that'll be a conversation for the next stream. We'll put a little pin on that. Yes, very true, Win. Very, very true. Alrighty, well, thank you everyone for joining today. It was a lot of fun. I think I made really good progress, which I am super happy about. Heck, 2 bracelets and 30 sets of horns. I would say that is a win for today. The Athena multiverse. Oh my gosh. Alrighty, well, I will see you all tomorrow, same time. What I'll be working on, I am not completely sure. Um, I'm gonna see where Mr. Shirako over here, how he turns out, what I get done today. I might work more on the stream tomorrow, or I might do some more of the Acceleracer chibi painting, or I might paint some horns, because like these ones here, I want to finish up and start making some more like flower crowns and that kind of stuff. So I have several projects of options that I could do. What I will for tomorrow, I'm not sure, so it'll be a surprise. But anyways, thank you everyone for joining. You're all awesome. I'm glad you're here. And I will see you all tomorrow, same time. Alrighty, as for now, bye!